Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and for this video, this is going to be about something that I wanted to talk about after a video that I watched this morning. So, yeah, this is just going to be like a subject regarding hate on a character. Yeah, because this is like kind of like about like an infamous character that has received just a huge amount of hate over the years. And yeah, and I just kind of like wanted to sort of like address this hate because this hate has kind of like gotten to get like the performer to just kind of like um contemplate something very tragic. And so yeah, and so for this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. So what this is really about, it's the hate for Jar Jar Binks. So yeah. So of course, like ever since the release of the Phantom Menace, just everybody has just like absolutely hated Jar Jar to death. Like just yeah, everybody has just like really said like ever since Phantom Menace was released, like how that they hate Jar Jar and that he's like annoying, he's offensive, and all this other stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so Jar Jar Binks has really gotten like a huge amount of hate over the years. But yeah, this hate has like just been like so um passionate that apparently like the hate has even like spread to the actor that played Jar Jar, Ahmed Best. And yeah, and I saw a video this morning like about like Ahmed Best kind of like talking about like that like there was like just so much backlash against Jar Jar that it really just like made him really consider um just doing something really tragic because yeah he just felt that like his life was just like absolutely ruined. And yeah, and just hearing him talk about this was just like really just it was really heartbreaking. Like I'll put this video of Ahmed Best really talking about this whole situation down in the description if you want to see it for yourself. Yeah, and just really just this is really just absolutely heartbreaking to be honest. I mean, yeah, Ahmed Best, like regardless of how you feel about Jar Jar Binks, like Ahmed Best had really like had went through like so much work for Jar Jar. Like he just really did just like go through so much to really put out the performance as Jar Jar, and he went through a lot of hard work when doing it. And yeah, and it just seemed like just yeah, just that's all that hard work that he went through. It just like turned into something like very negative amongst the fans of Star Wars. And really, just can you imagine if you were in his position? I mean, in 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 I mean, if imagine if like you're just like a massive Star Wars fan and you actually have the opportunity to actually get a role in a movie. And so you're actually cast to be in a Star Wars movie, and then you go through all this hard work, and you just really want to see like what the people will really have to say about it. But then when the movie comes out, it just like turns into the exact opposite of what you were expecting, and you're just despised by practically everybody in the community. I mean, just receiving like all this hate, and it gets so bad to the point where people are just like harassing you and just like saying that you absolutely ruined the franchise, and they even go so far as to send death threats to you. Quite honestly, just yeah, straightforward. People are scum. All right, just it's one thing to hate on a character, but don't spread that hate over to the performer. I mean, yeah, the performer is just like a normal person, like just like me and you. Like, yeah, the performer didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's not their fault that just you don't like the performance. I mean, that's on you, or that you don't like the character rather, like because it's the character that they hate, not really the performer. So yeah, don't go after the performer and go so far as to send death threats to them because you don't like the character they played. Just yeah, and it's just really sad, just like how like every fan base like has people like this that will really just like hate on a certain character or just so much that they'll go after the actor themselves or the performer themselves. I was like, really, just yeah, the hate should just like if you hate a character, that's fine, but yeah, don't like hate on the performer themselves for or the character. Like the character and the performer are two like totally different things. And for those of people that are really like saying that, well, I mean, it's not really the it's not really like Ahmed Best that people hate. It's Jar Jar Binks that people hate, and those are completely different things. Well, really, that's not really the case because Ahmed Best also like talks about in the video that I'll have down there that like he actually did like was behind like a lot of the creation for Jar Jar. Or like he really just talked about just like how much he went through really to help like really create the Jar Jar character, and he has really just said that like when you like bash him, when you're bashing like Jar Jar, you're really just bashing him as well with it and stuff, and just yeah, and just to really just make him feel this way, just make him feel like so bad that he would really considering just doing what he almost did do who due to like all the backlash that he received. It's just his like just really sad to see that people can really be this bad to somebody over a freaking character. Yeah, it is just absolutely sad. Like I'm not really here really debate on whether or not Jar Jar really is good or bad, but now, really, just regardless of how you feel about Jar Jar, I mean, Ahmed Best really did like say before how Jar Jar can really like be a very identifiable character because yeah, Ahmed Best like talked about on like a behind the scenes featurette for the Phantom Menace that how like just it's like people that really feel like they really just don't really fit into like any sort of group or club or anything can really like identify with Jar Jar because that was like one of the reasons that Jar Jar really was banished from the Gungan city because he just like didn't fit in with the other Gungans and stuff. And yeah, and plus yeah, and Jar Jar along with that like how he's like really identifiable for like people that feel like they really don't fit in with in any group or anything. Yeah, Jar Jar really is kind of like more like for comedic relief, and he's really like more like for the kids. Like the kids are really like more who Jar Jar was really geared towards. And yeah, there are kids that really did like find Jar Jar some of like Jar Jar's antics really amusing and stuff. So yeah, Jar Jar is really like more for like the younger crowd. So I don't really see why the older crowd really like feels the need to really be so passionate about this and bash the character so freaking much to the point where it really just like does spread to Ahmed Best himself and really just make him just feel as bad as he did about it. And yeah, and the fans of Star Wars really do this for like multiple different actors. Like of course they did it with Jake Lloyd, who played Anakin in Phantom Menace. Like I'm sure everybody knows the story of like all the backlash that Jake Lloyd received, and just like what it like just like escalated him to. And yeah, that's tragic. Like it's just sad to see that he ended up like that due to like all the backlash that he received. Yeah, and along with Kelly Marie Tran, she's received like quite a lot of hate herself. Like she played Rose Tico in Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, and she's received like a lot of hate herself for her performance as well. So, and so there are like some other actors from the Star Wars series that really have received like this kind of hate as well. Just seriously, like, why are you being like this passionate to performers over just because you didn't like their characters? Like if you don't like their characters, that's fine, but don't like go so oh, far as to like give the performers grief over it. Like leave it to the like just the hate for the characters, not the people. So I just don't see like why people really feel the need to really be like this, and just the fact that it really just got to get this bad for Ahmed Best that he did almost do something horrible to himself is just like absolutely, yeah, is just like absolutely heartbreaking. So yeah, so I really, so yeah, people really just need to like control like how they feel about things and don't have it really escalate to the point where you're actually going after the performer or not just the character. Like if like I said, just if you hate a character, fine, but don't actually like like go after the actual performer themselves. Else over you don't like a certain character. The performer is just like a another person like the rest of us. And you're actually making them feel this bad over something so small like this. Like, did they like commit a crime or something? Did they murder your family or something? Like, seriously, people just really need to get a grip, and they just really need to grow up. Like if they don't have a performance people don't like, it's not that big of a deal. Just grow up and go watch something else that you enjoy. Seriously, don't feel the need to really be this passionate and act like you want to kill somebody over a stupid thing like that. So so really, just I don't understand people, and people just are really just like absolute scum, and some of them just really need to grow the hell up. Yeah, so really just yeah, I just don't really see why people really need to be like that. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the video of Ahmed basically talking about the situation will be down here, and you can see it for yourself and just see like how sad it really was for him. All right. So yeah. So that's all I really have to say about this. So yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like like how do you really feel about Ahmed Best and really just how he the backlash that he received for this? Like do you really just find this absolutely heartbreaking as I do? Like just yeah, like I said, just a hate for a character is one thing, but bashing the actual performer, that's just going beyond the yeah, that's just going like total beyond the line. So yeah. All right. So yeah, I guess that's all I can really say about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I did have to say about this. And yeah, and I've been telling you guys for like a couple of months now that I have I have had a video plan that I have been working on. Well, now I am finally ready to make that video. Yeah, I finally finished doing everything that I need to make that video. So yeah, so now I am finally ready to make that video. So yeah, so that video, I'm probably going to be making that video tomorrow. So yeah, so stay tuned for that video that I've been talking about for a little while now. It's finally coming up, so stay tuned, coming up next. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.